Hey, this is Gloria, and I am here with my friend Marlon, and we are live on Heart of the City, San Diego. And as you can see, we got the backdrop of the Mission Bay. But I am really excited, you guys, because I have been waiting for this interview with a local actor, podcast host, and hip hop artist here in San Diego. And he also does a really great charity for people with autism, our children with autism. So we're gonna go into Marlon's story, and it's gonna be really really interesting. So Marlon, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? We want to know, where you're from. We know that you're kind of like you started off in Ontario, California.
I'm from Oxnard, California.
Or Oxnard, California. Sorry.
It's not.
Go for it now. Tell us your story a little bit.
Well, I was born in the Philippines, but I didn't arrive in the U.S. till like 1995. My family located in Oxnard, California. Went to college in Cal State Fullerton. Graduated in 2009, 2008, and ended up moving to San Diego in 2010. At the time, I was just looking for jobs, like straight out of college, and San Diego hired me. I had no experience working with kids with autism prior, but I was hired by an agency, and the first schools I was working at was South El Cajon, East County schools.
East County.
And I would say I worked in all school districts in San Diego, and right before the pandemic hit, I was working in Carlsbad school districts. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you did a lot. You've already done a lot around the city and stuff like that. And I'm really what I was really impressed with was how talented you are, and that you're pursuing an acting career, and then you've got the hip hop music stuff, but then you also got some charity work going on as well. So tell us a little bit about maybe some of your charity work too.
Yeah, so just doing behavior therapy for kids with autism. I also do home care for kids with autism, and I don't know if it's charity work, because I'm getting paid for it, but I do think that besides music, besides being a hip hop artist, I do feel like it's my other calling, just to help the kids with disabilities, physical ailments, and autism. And I love working with the kids. It's not easy, but I do feel like the special ed is we're understaffed. We need more people to work in special ed, guys, especially in San Diego school districts. There's a lot of kids with autism, and the rate of autism has been growing every year. I don't know why it's like that in the United States, but it's alarming. But I do feel like working with kids with autism is a challenge every day. Every day's different. But I learn a lot.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it is a learning process, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions that I want to ask that I wrote down here, and one of them is I wanted to ask you what do you think is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
As far as like career-wise, life, spirituality,
life and career.
Well, I was raised as a Catholic, so spirituality always been a big part of me. So I don't know. My mom used to always tell me, like, put God first. Have faith in God and have trust in God. That's something that I try to remind myself, especially in these unstable times in the United States lately. Like, the pandemic taught us a lot, and we're still going through it. I know things are barely getting back to normal, but I was one of those that lost your job during the pandemic. For all the school district people got laid off, and it just taught me, like, we can plan this whole thing out as much as we can, but I feel like sometimes God just has his own plan. God just has his own plans, and we have to roll with it, like, because we can't plan it too much. I do think God has to say in all this.
Yeah. God has to say in all of this. That's really good. So, here's another one. So, okay, there's a little cheeky one. Okay, tacos or lumpia?
You already know. lumpia.
Okay.
Do you like lumpia?
I do.
Yes.
I do. Titas in National City.
Dang,
I already know.
she knows what's up. She knows what's up. Yo, San Diego has it great. She's from SDR, right?
Yeah, National
Yes.
City. Okay, so here's another question. What is your favorite item you've ever bought this year?
This year?
What's your favorite item?
I don't know if I have one, but I just be buying clothes. All of my clothes are my favorite. I'm just kidding. But, you know, do you like shopping? You should go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I treat myself with shopping because, you know, we all need to treat ourselves sometimes. So I try to buy something nice after, like, my paycheck comes, you know, because we be busting our ass all day. San Diego's not cheap. It's expensive to live out here, you know?
Yeah, San Diego's expensive.
It is, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's so beautiful. As you can see, look at the backdrop, you guys. It's wonderful. Okay, so we know we like San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego's awesome. We know that you are a lumpia eater. Then, so you've got a lot of stuff going on. So if there's someone who is like listening right now, who is wanting to pursue like acting or hip hop, what kind of advice would you give them?
For all the kids out there that's trying to pursue the music business, especially hip hop, I think you have to be a fan of this culture. You have to be a fan of music, and you have to love making music, and that's the only way you last in the business. If you're going into this for other reasons, you might be let down. But I always think it just starts with love. You know, if you love what you do, if it makes you happy, I think you should keep doing it. As far as acting, I pursued it in 2018 and 19, all the way up to the pandemic, because like after I dropped my 10th album, I needed a break from the music industry too. So I started taking classes again. So for all those who are pursuing acting, I think you should start with taking classes, and after that, you should audition for local theater houses just to get your feet wet, just to get your resume going, and after that, then I think you can graduate to camera. But you can't skip the process. I think you got to go through theater to like really polish your skills. You know.
That's really good. That's good advice there. So when you go into the auditions, do you just how do you hear about the auditions? And can anyone do it?
Yeah. For all those who are tuning into Facebook, San Diego actors and filmmakers, all kinds of Facebook group pages, they're constantly adding auditions as far as theater. And I know we haven't been doing it because of the pandemic, but I think things are finally opening back up to normal again. And I want to give shouts to Community Actors Theater. Shouts to Miss Jenny Hamilton, the director of the Playhouse. I did like 10, 11 plays from 2018 to 2019 there. And we're going to come back for a place in time. We're going to go on in October. So I got the lead role for that one, but thank you. Right when we were about to go on, the pandemic happened, so we canceled it. So now that you know we're coming back, we're resuming it.
That's great. What was the movie again? What was the play?
A Place in Time.
A Place in Time.
Yes.
And you have the lead role.
I got the lead role.
What's his name?
Dang.
I'm on the spot.
I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. But let me tell you the premise. He is an alcoholic screenplay writer from San Diego who moves to LA to pursue his dreams. But when he got to LA, his addictions got the best of him, and he messed it up, and he had to go back to SD to explain. It's some comedy but dramatic scenes too, and it tackles addiction. You know, yeah.
That's great. It sounds like a really good play. So here's another question. This is kind of just a light question, and we probably already know this answer, but what is your absolute dream job? If you could do anything in the world, what would that be?
I would just love to tour forever and live off that. You know, if I could perform music forever, that would be a dream life of mine.
Cool. I don't know what my as far as being someone who is in the ministry and sharing the good news of Jesus. But we are so happy to have you, Marlon, and
Thank you.
all the stuff that you do and all that you shared. That the reason why I do this type of thing is because I want to see. I, I want everyone to see all the interesting people in San Diego.
Yeah, no doubt, no
They're
doubt.
not. No one is the same. Everyone does something so interesting. From music artists
There's a
to
lot of talent out here.
yeah, to now you're acting, and then I have a lot of athletes as well that can share their stories.
Yes.
But is there anything that you want to share, maybe from your culture, or maybe something at the top of your head that you find is really important that you want to get that message out there?
Like from the hip hop, from the Filipino culture.
Any Filipino culture and hip hop or anything?
Well, as far as the Filipino culture goes, I just think Filipino people work hard. I don't know, we're just like that, and maybe that's from colonization too, where it's a third world country. A lot of Filipinos escape the Philippines to find a better life for their kids, you know. So as immigrants, I do feel like as time goes on, I think the Filipino culture is like, how do I say this? Like, we gotta keep our traditions, you know, like that our parents taught us and our ancestors taught us. Because when we move to the U.S., I think some of that gets lost. But we have to adapt being an American because we're Filipino Americans, you know. Now, as far as the hip hop culture, I do think that it's been taking a lot of hits lately. There's a lot of violence in the hip hop culture at the moment. A lot of people are dying. People get shot. It just seems like hip hop can be dangerous, but I see a lot of good in hip hop too. And I think my charity work is to make sure that my music always has a message. And you know, it's so easy to rap about drugs and women and all the not bad things. I'm not here to judge, you know. I guess what I'm saying is,
Right.
us artists, we have to be mindful to the kids listening, because I think hip hop artists has a lot of power to influence. You know?
Yeah. So what I really liked about your limericks, is that the proper word, limericks? Stuff my son taught me because he writes music.
Nice.
But it was not. It's easy to do the beat and then fill it with a bunch of cuss words and things that mean nothing. But it's really difficult to write a really good storyline to your music, and you have some pretty good storylines to your music. So and so did the other guy did as well. But that's what's impressive, because it takes a lot of thought and talent to go into that.
Yeah, I think artists, if you keep it real to yourself, be honest to yourself, I think you'll never run out of things to write about. But everybody got their own style. Everybody got their own style of what beats you want to rap on. You know, some are meant for the clubs, some are not. You know, but there's a lane for everybody in hip hop. It's big enough where everybody can eat and everybody can have their own cult following. You know. Sorry.
All good. That's good. So thank you so much for being here with us. I'm so blessed by your story, and I'm really impressed with all that you do again.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you want to say before we end today?
Cool. For all those tuning in, you guys can follow me at Instagram at MDLens, MDLENS, and there's a link on my bio where you can check out all my catalog of music from 2005 to 2021. My newest album, 13th and Broadway, now available on all digital platforms. Yeah, my catalog's on all digital platforms. Just search Marlon D. And as far as acting, we will be back in Community Actors Theater this coming October to do A Place and Time. And catch me live this Sunday at Doll Hut in Anaheim. It's a hip hop show. And July 23rd in Santa Ana at Next Round Bar and Grill.
All right. Thanks, Marlon.
Thank
Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
And bless you. So those Christian people that are watching, that you follow me around, you pray for this guy, because he's going to be doing some great work.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye for now. Peace out.
Good job.